Hello, 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 and good morning, or whatever time it may happen to be in your part of the world. As promised, I have returned to Pentiment. I played this game a little bit on a Shuffle Saturday, one of those streams that where I play a random game for 30 minutes, back in, God, like April, according to my Steam, and haven't touched it since. 11 a.m. Nice. Still technically the morning. Morning River, morning HD, and morning to everybody watching. This same time as me today. Nice. Yeah, sounds like you're traveling. Where are you traveling to, HD? Um, but Pentiment, this is a game. I kind of want to give a disclaimer, like kind of explain how this is gonna go. When I play these kind of like games where there's a mystery to solve, I'm going into this largely blind. I played the first like 30 minutes. For those who know the game, I met the Baron, and then I ran out of time. I did a lot of messing around in the village beforehand, so I didn't get very far. Hanging out in Denver for the layover. Hey, there are worse airports to be hanging out in. And we could have met up for a cup of coffee or something. I'm sure that wouldn't have been awkward. um, this is, yeah, I am going to assume all spoilers posted in chat are fake. Please refrain. If I shout loud enough, maybe you'll hear. That's definitely how Denver works, yes. You know, everything just echoes off the Rockies. They're right there. This is a game that I'm going into largely blind. All I know about it is that you are an artist, you work for a church, and at one point there is a murder. So I assume I'm going to be gang pressed into like helping solve the mystery. I am going to think out loud. I'm going to share my thoughts and like my current theories. These are basically just me talking to myself, and so you can kind of like get a peek inside my head to see what I'm thinking. I think, when I watch Let's Plays or streams of games with mysteries that I've played, I think it's interesting to see where the person's coming at currently. That can be seen as an invitation to, like, be like, oh, no, 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 you're off here. Please don't do that. I'm fine with tips like, hey, you should look at that barrel, but don't say, like, oh, yeah, so and so is the killer. Don't do that. It was the butler. It's always a butler. Awkward layover with not enough time to actually leave the airport. Well, at the same time, longer layovers do kind of suck. Alright, and I do of course have a file from Shuffle Saturday, but I've forgotten everything. What did he use? What room? See, that's the thing. I already know who the killer is. I just have to figure out how they did it. It was a locked room mystery, after all. I have no idea. New game, though. I'm going to use easy read fonts. Just because, these stylized fonts are, like, very classy, but I'm going to be... There is no voice acting in this game. I'm going to be voice acting everything. So I want to make sure it's as easy for me to read as possible. I'm also blind. Yes, I'm old. Pentiment automatically saves your progress. And I do, as I recall, there's a little bit of character creation here. Alright. Let's just erase all of this garbage. You know, we don't need that. It was me, I was the killer. Of course. How did I not see it sooner? This is a very stylish game. I think it's a game where you can take a lot of, like, time and really delve into things. I can't guarantee I'm gonna catch everything here. Oh, Voodoo Donuts is so good. Voodoo Donuts and Insomnia Cookies are like a few of the establishments that can get me excited about sweets. Generally, I don't really care that much about sugar. I'll allow it auto mod. He is a fuckboy. Um, I like him. He's a bastard, but he's my kind of bastard. If you don't catch it, all my gamer watching experience will be diminished. Well, that's why I've been at this for 2 years and I am still small time, I guess. Oh well. The good old mobile Twitch difference. Yes, we are in the Holy Roman Empire in 1518, way back in the day. Behold, it is us, an artist sleeps. It's Europe, but Germany. Yes, two very different things, obviously. And the abbot sent to me, Andreas. I need you to finish this commission by the end of April. Isn't that much earlier than you were expecting? Yes, he had told me I had until the Ides of May. Asshole, and he's not gonna pay you anymore, is he? He has no appreciation for the cost of your sweat. I do remember one thing. Brother Piero is a perv. Did we meet him, Antihero? I don't remember. I remember that Saint Grobian is a bro, and I'm going to listen to every scrap of advice he gives us. The yield of labor should not be measured in coin, but in personal satisfaction and self-improvement. Personal satisfaction doesn't put much food on the table, though, does it? How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? I just shrugged and kept on working. Que sera, sera. A good way to avoid conflict in a moment, but you know it will come back around. Who cares? It doesn't matter. The abbot will keep complaining and eventually it'll get done. And the doing of the work is its own virtue, regardless of what the abbot may think. Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master await you. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met. Hardly ideal. Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. Oh, Jesus, then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty at least? The trials while in Nuremberg. We got some time to dodge that yet. The small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers. It is growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. And there are no beginnings or endings in the wheel of time, but it was a beginning. I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. Apparently pretty handy in mid-century Europe. As are many things, trust in Providence. Grobian, please see Andreas safely home. Of course, your majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, your majesty. Pay no mind to the other fools, Andreas. I never do. Ow! At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. They're fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. I won't. The abbot can't push me around. That's what I like to hear. After all, I'm getting advice from a saint, who definitely isn't a mental construction and one of my Disco Elysium stats. He has more authority than an abbot. Yeah, I know, it's great. God. Would you please stop? I give up. Take me home, Grobian. As you wish, Andreas. And then we pass out in our dream. Good morning, Ursula. Good morning, Andy. Adorable little tyke. Time to get up. I've heard about that, yeah. 1. The Baron. A few more pages. I have another day, another few pages for the Abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to head across town and head up to the Abbey so I can start work. The Picatrix, the Key of Solomon, the Heptaramon, Prior Frank keeps giving me all these books to read. Key of Sol... I really should clean this up. Key of Solomon is, like, a heretical thing, isn't it? So I would like to die, he said, old age. Nice. The style is really cool. I love it. Kind of reminds me of, like, Banner Saga a little bit, but less, like, you know, obviously more of a European bent than a Norse bent. Also, there are going to be a lot of villager characters. I cannot guarantee that voices aren't going to blur together. I'm going to do my best. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? It's going to shift to a full 3D model. Maybe. Ordinary as far as sleeping goes. We're going to be off to, like, a middles. Oh, yeah, but, and Monty Python style, true. Well, as long as you didn't sleep poorly. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Otto stopped by? Yes, around dawn. Hell yeah, free food. From my landlady, question mark? Here you are, Andreas. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we... would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? Always something, fucking landlords. And if we raised it by due groschen? Groschen is money, right? A type of thick silver coin minted throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Groschen are typically worth 12 pfennigs, 12 lesser coins, but may be minted at different values. I'm not going to be checking every key term that they have like this, but any that I don't know, or if you guys call out one you don't know, I'll try and make sure I check it. I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Pete is losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean. Groschen is like, it's just a unit of currency. What is this thought bubble? I'm not sure how to respond to this. Rent wasn't due until the beginning of May. Oh, my Disco Elysium stats. Okay, be generous, spare the money, must take the consequences of inaction. But of course, we always listen to our homie. What is this shit? Don't they pay taxes every year? Why is this falling on you to fix? I should just ask why they were surprised by their taxes. Those aren't ducats, true. She might be offended, but I should maintain some distance from their problems. Well, wait, were these taxes unexpected? He was watching, waiting. True. Peter says our taxes didn't go up for years, but ever since we've been married, it's just gone up and up. It used to be that if we didn't have the money, we could make payment in kind with some of our crops. Yeah. You have Disco Elysium voices in your head? No comment. Yeah, but stopped that last year. Now if we don't get a good price from the miller, it's hard to give the Abbey its share. I know it's not your problem, Andreas, and Peter's too proud to ask you himself. Can you find it in your heart to help us out? Well, so I can agree, or I can agree hesitantly. Let me agree hesitantly, just to give the impression that I'm not a pushover, and I'm like, after considering your circumstances, yeah, I can do that. I suppose that's not out of the question. Yes, I think I can manage that.
We're so grateful, truly, Andreas. I apologise again for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. St. Luke bless you for helping us out.
Spending the taxes on hookers. They party hard up there at the Abbey.
Speaking of St. Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it?
Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the Divine Office that Prior Furnick allows me to work on my masterpiece. The Divine Office? The prayer times observed by all Christian monastic orders. Monks and nuns pray together 7 times a day and once at night, as dictated by the rule of Saint Benedict. Okay. So at least I'm not stuck, like, joining them in their prayers and I can get some actual work done. A reasonable restriction, but slow going. The city council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients, and for my own sake. I'm not well informed on Holy Roman Empire stuff. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own.
From Nuremberg to university and now travelling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas.
Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after... a little too much fun. We're gonna be a party boy.
Must be rather frightening, starting all over again.
It is, but I now know that this is what I want to do. This will be remembered. Not many people get to decide that.
Certainly not anyone in Tassig. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful.
It is. It's my finest work. You always gotta be your own hype man.
Good. It makes me glad to see some confidence in the men around here sometimes. Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper.
Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper.
Of course. Please say hello to the Druckers for us.
Yeah, the Pope did a total power move where he was like, I am going to crown you emperor, and like trying to establish a precedent. The church, the amount of like political pull that the church had in Europe for just like so long is really a fascinating thing to examine through a modern lens because it's just so alien to most of what goes on now. Of course, until later, Clara. Let's head out to the farm. Hey, Peter. How's business? Andreas? Oh, okay. That's it. March for Jerusalem. Morning, Andreas. Yet we still have the Bible Belt. Yeah. Morning, Big Jorg. How's it going? You working today? Oh, just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with a plow, and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Right. Thank God for Sundays. Smells like a storm's coming, no? Huh. Just smells like fresh alpine air to me. You've been traveling too much. Where was it you spent your Wanderjahr before you came to Tassing? Wandering years during which a journeyman artist or craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skills. Oh, okay. Pick a background that will affect your character's choices going forward. Press and hold to confirm your choice. Basel, Andreas knows some Italian and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Basel, nearby Bern, Zurich, and Freiburg. Do you have the scent for rain? I do know of, like, the rain scent. I've smelled it before. I know what they're talking about here. College gap year, yeah. Low Countries knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. Or Italy. Listen, I'm pretty sure I did this when I streamed it before. I gotta go with Low Countries. That's where a lot of, like, my family's ancestry is from. I gotta rep the background here. Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent, all the great art cities of Flanders. Dutch is based. I am a quarter Dutch. Where's that? North and west, down by the sea. There's your problem. The sea air has confused your sense of smell. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming.
How long will that take?
10, 15 years?
I don't think I have that long, Big Jorg.
What'd you spend all that time in Flanders doing, by the way, anyway? Other than art, I mean.
Ooh, hedonist? Ooh, extremely social, experiencing all the enjoyable vices. Craftsman. All I did was art. No. Bookworm. Rapscallion. Ooh, or capitalism. Rapscallion is tempting because I think that'll fit into my usual play style. But so is capitalism. Hedonist is also good. It does work for Dutch. It really does. I can't decide. Rapscallion, businessman, hedonist. Hedonist is real good. Because Craftsman and Bookworm, like... Craftsman, I feel like, is just going to, like... It's like I have my main class as artist and my subclass is also artist. Bookworm, I imagine, could help me out in, like, investigation if I'm looking at this from a meta perspective. I feel like Hedonist is probably going to help me, like, persuade people to do things. Rapscallion, I'll just be able to sucker punch someone or beat someone up for, like, information. Businessman, maybe I'd be able to follow, like, financial records to see who had, like, a fiscal incentive to do a murder. I don't want to be the king of shop and I'm already a nerd. Understandable. Rapscallion is tempting. I feel like I gotta go with Rapscallion, because it's just gonna lean into how I usually play these games. Getting into trouble. I get involved in a scheme or two, a bit of mischief, more than a few brawls. Antwerp is overflowing with riches, rich fools, and traders from across Christendom, and beyond. There has always been someone to have a bit of fun with, or a bit of a fight.
Sounds like a strange way to pass the time, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get going. Jorg, let's go! Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andreas.
Until later. You and I had a high school teacher who loved to bust out the word rapscallion. Roaring 20s parlance is underrated. True. Hello, blacksmith man. You look tired as hell.
Oh, Andreas. Good timing. Do you have a moment to lend me a hand?
I'm already late to the Abbey, but fuck the Abbey, of course.
Wonderful. I've got too many irons in the fire. Or rather, shoes. Horseshoes. I miscounted how many I put in. Now I need a hand, else they'll overheat, and I won't be able to work the metal. Here, take the shoe and the tongs. Put the hot part of the shoe on the anvil and I'll hit it with the hammer.
Easy enough. Oh, this is a lot better using the mouse.
Good, good. Next one.
Will this come back into play at some point, or... This is a weird minigame to have.
Ah, well done. See? Short work. Thanks for the help, Andreas. I don't know what I was thinking, doing all of those at once. Sure would be nice to have someone to help me out here every day.
Oh, that's right, I remember this. Have you considered a child?
Um, he looks like he's already exhausted without, like, a wife. So have you considered an apprentice? This is just Clint from Stardew. Pretty much. Have you considered an apprentice? I have. None of the boys in the village seem interested. Keep at them. I bet you could get Bert Drucker. Huh, Klaus would have my head if I tried. Anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'll see you in Otto up by the Abbey guest house for dinner. Until then. Damn, these waist-high sheep are blocking my path.
Martin, please, can you give me a hand here?
What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on him.
That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Ah, morning, Andreas. Excuse us. One of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it.
Sheep and chickens, both cases it sounds like a bad idea to fuck with them. Oh, we have Disco Elysium consultation. Should I offer to help?
That idiot Martin should be helping them. Yell at him. Give him a good scare.
Wait, that's presumptuous. I'm not close to their family. If I'm not close with them, then again, I'm a rapscallion. Martin, idiot, you going to help them?
Mind your own business, asshole. Martin, that's enough. And Andreas, leave the discipline to my mother. Oh, look, there's something going on up at the Steinhauer's place.
It's a moida. Oh.
Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky has given him an earful. Christ, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Pete and Clara's wedding when Johann pulled his pants down. Knocked two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind the stonemason's anger.
Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich.
God damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What on, Hetty?
All Christian words are highlighted.
Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control.
Of course, see you later. Don't work too hard, Martin.
Heh.
We're gonna build a friendly rivalry with the little scamp Martin. Onward to the church and Drucker's. Drucker house looks like it's locked. Oh, morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey, another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert would love to have you. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Telespung Ellen Spiegel. Andreas built a fierce rivalry with the 12-year-old. Listen, Andreas don't pick fights unless he knows he can win. And with a 12-year-old, you can be pretty damn sure. We're a rapscallion, after all. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Oh, come on, Andreas. He's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from... heresy? Sure, why not? Some of the things people are publishing these days would make a bishop's head spin. 12-year-olds are ruthless, it's true. Or an abbot's. Heh, doesn't take much with that one. I know it, but at least I don't have to deal with him much. So, supper tonight, after Vespers? I know from previous game knowledge that the Baron invites me to dinner, so I'm gonna say we'll see. We'll see. Oh, if not tonight, sometime soon then. See you later, Andreas. See you later. Insane kid energy. Yeah, it's like they have no morals. A lot of the time. Spoilers, Spin Bear. Eh. God bless, Master Muller. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father, but I'm running late to the Abbey. I can't stay and talk. It's no problem if you don't have time for me today, but the question is, will you have time for the Lord on Sunday? You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? Disco Elysium stats, what do you got for me? I just stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get into an argument with him about this. This asshole can't make you go to Mass. To hell with him. Actually, I think he can make me go, shit. Easiest way out of the situation is to lie. You don't have to make a promise to me, but our salvation is contingent on the... Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Maller, this is Lawrence, Baron of Rothvogel, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. My pants? What about my pants? Oh. No. They're not smoking. I just got a little too close to the blacksmith's fire when I was helping him this morning. Here, let me pat it out real quick. There. All good. Is this the Baron, or is it his helper guy? I think it's his helper guy. Holy man being pissy about how I spend 3 hours of my week. Sure is medieval Europe in here. I think it might be the Baron. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbors were as welcoming. Oh, well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck and it was terribly dull. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these Alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the Emperor's Diet. Which is, I believe, some kind of, like, Imperial Senate. Assembly of the three colleges of the Imperial Estates of the Holy Roman Empire. The Prince-Electors, the Princes and Dukes, representatives of the Imperial Cities. They meet to deliberate on matters of importance to the Empire. Yep. The Senate! The Emperor, was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Let's make a polite inquiry into who the artist was. Who was the artist, my lord? I'm sure you know him. An older man from Nuremberg with enough of a reputation to paint the Emperor. I'm sorry, my lord. I'm not sure who you mean. Have you not heard of Albrecht Dürer? Pity. I thought he was known across the Empire. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kirsa. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. A great... Thank you, PorkCon, for the raid. How goes? How is your Sunday morning, or whatever time it is for you? What were you playing? As I struggled to get the shout out to work for some damn reason. There we go. It's going good for me, just getting into Pentiment and some medieval mystery solving shenanigans. I play a lot of different games here. A lot of Fire Emblem and Pokemon, and then this kind of random stuff along the way. Dead by Daylight. Nice. Not a game I've really gotten into myself, but I keep intending to give it a try. A great loss for the Abbey and for us all. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tasse he was reading during my last visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. Oh, he was a real artist. That's a neat detail. Painted several portraits of dudes who could have been musketeers. Nice. Pretending to give it a try. Look, I'm still caffeinating here because I slept in. I might not be at 100% brain power yet. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Ah, yes. And maybe some weird goblin things? Medieval art kind of goes a little wild sometimes. Strangely. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gounod, and I have come to check on its progress. I'm like, ooh, about that. Damn it. Morning, Silvar. What's up? Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mahler here. It is an honor to meet you, my lord. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey's scriptorium. A Nuremberger artist working in an Abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. We're already late to the Abbey, but this is the literal perfect excuse. We ran into the very noble that we're doing the work on behalf of, and we're chatting him up and, like, kind of gassing up the Abbey. Like, there's no way the Abbot can be mad about that, right? Right? My lord, your wife, Lady Macbeth, approaches. Oh no, not Lady Macbeth. Wonderful. It's so rare to find anyone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Did the Abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent. We will see you then. He's like, I'm a nobleman. You have to do what I say, common priest. McLeod, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mahler. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. So from here on out, it is totally blind for me. This is as far as I got when I played this game before, if I recall. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? Because it was his only line. Didn't know I should say it. That's big. These pretzels are making me thirsty energy. No, I'm not married, but in truth, I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in a university for a number of years at Erfurt. Erfurt, wonderful! The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may have even met him, did you? You must tell me. No. He was a few years ahead of me. Martin Luther was kind of a baller, and we're kind of establishing ourselves as, like, a little bit of a rapscallion troublemaker, so, like, someone being like, hey, the church has got some problems. I feel like my Andreas is probably going to be down with that. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. Jesus, Leafy. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they've even read his list of 95 theses against the church. List of propositions against the church's practices of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. Yeah, for those who don't know, back in the medieval times, the church was like, oh, you have a lot of sin on you? Just, like, pay us enough, and we will forgive your sin. And Martin Luther was in the church. He was like, hey, that seems not great. In so many words. Capitalism, ho, indeed. Calvinist sects. I can't remember what they believed in offhand. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gounod does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. Ha! No. My family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. You seeded into the Amish and other anti-technology Christian groups. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know some of these names. I know Aristotle and Cicero. Who are the rest of these? 15th century Italian priest and humanist who is one of the leading figures of the Renaissance. He's well known for his translation of the works of Plato into Latin. Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch priest and philosopher, is preeminent among northern humanists, known for his works in Latin and Greek, as well as his calls for reform within the church. Thank you for the bit, Silvar. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he's as well-read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working toward a doctorate, but didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? Ooh. Theology seems completely wrong, for this character I'm building here. Imperial law could be an interesting one. Medicine? Ooh. Communion being symbolic, not literal. Yeah, Imperial law does seem... He's too happy for law and medicine. He's also too happy for theology, then, I feel like. Okay, sorry, I got a text, and there's something I may have to, like, end stream abruptly to attend to, so I had to check that real quick. But, like, it's only the basics of law, so it's not like I'm a full lawyer. I just know... You know what? We're a rapscallion who knows how to get himself out of trouble. Imperial law. Law. I suppose I thought I could practice in Nuremberg. I never had much interest in the subject, honestly. A bit dull for my tastes. Besides, the Empire is such a mess of jurisdictions. Bavarian law, Rhenish law, Franconian law. Nonsense. I'd rather use my money to pay someone who's studied the nonsense than learn it myself.
You. If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Curse you, Lawrence Rothvogel. Chapter's dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind to fate.
Pagan goddess of the Alps, associated with animals and spinning wool. She's still invoked by some Christians in Austria, Switzerland, Bavaria, and Swabia. Hell yeah, you can't totally keep down the old gods. So she just cusses out a noble and then leaves. I like that lady. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? Maybe? I don't know. I have some friends who do VO work professionally, and I don't know. It's something I've given some thought to from time to time. I could probably build a half-decent demo reel just from my VODs. It'd be better if I had, like, an actual, like, recording setup instead of this jank-ass improvised one I have currently. Let's just, like, say nothing. Let's say nothing about that. Let's not be like, what was that about? What did you do, new best friend? Well, what of your early time university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? What the hell is that? Lower and upper divisions of a classic liberal arts university education, Latin grammar, logic, rhetoric, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. Oh, okay, they're just medieval generals. Did you have a favorite subject? Oh, wow. Wait, a cultist? I can pick a cultist? What do you mean? I studied the occult in university? What the fuck are you talking about? Orator could be good. Logician? Latinist seems a little dull. Facts and logic. Yeah, pretty much. It does kind of, like, fit well together with, like, a bit of a study in law, but so would orator. Occultist seems like... I am fascinated that this is, like, available as an option, but this seems like it's never gonna come into play. Constellations, various... See, if I went medicine, I would feel like Heavens and Earth would be a good one. But I feel like I gotta go with logician or orator. I don't know. What do you guys think? We've kind of got to vote for logician here with facts and logic. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're working for a church and we studied the occult in college. Like, what? Instinctively thinks through the implications of information as he receives it, is adept at spatial analysis, and can easily perform complicated calculations in his head. So I could do like the visual calculus thing from Disco Elysium. Orator does feel pretty on brand. Oh, and actually, Silver, I should have mentioned, you mentioned doing VO work. I did provide some voice work for a YouTube video coming out, a video essay from someone who's, like, obviously a lot bigger than me. Not that that's difficult to achieve, but it's a channel with some notoriety, so it's something. I don't know. If stuff happens to land in my lap, I'm happy to do it. I don't think it's out yet, though. If it is, I haven't been notified about it yet, though. Post it on the promo channel? Yeah, absolutely, I will. One for logician, one for orator. I think I like logician a little more. Yeah. Logic, geometry, and arithmetic. But quite interesting for an artist. Was Aristotle's organon the foundation of your study? Yes, the organon for logic and Elucid's elements for geometry. But the past few centuries have yielded wonderful new texts on logic. Peter Abelard provided the foundation of scholastic philosophy and established the primacy of Aristotle's work. The Englishman William of Ockham gave us the Summa Logicae, arguing nominalism against Platonic realism. And of course, Thomas Aquinas gave us the tools to employ both faith and reason in the pursuit of truth. Okay, see you, Leafy. I made him a nerd. Yeah, but he's like a nerd who can, like, throw punches. And knows the law. He's like a cool nerd. All monks and friars, of course, a great deal of work to force Aristotle to fit within the church's vision of truth. It is very interesting, isn't it, Antihero? Is that so wrong? I question that these great men should have had to wrestle logic into what the church established by fiat and force. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, I can pick like a sub-discipline. Okay, great. We can get both. I was also great as an orator. The art of persuasion, naturally. Rhetoric. Ah, I assume you studied the Greeks and Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Cicero, of course, but also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. But true, we have less use for public discourse than senators did in the Roman Republic. Well, the Roman Republic was kind of a trash fire, so... Particularly towards the end. Exactly, the doctors of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but move the mind towards Christian truth. I haven't read any, but I am, like, at least familiar in passing with them. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange, style, and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. It was a cool trash fire, though. True. Splendid, though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true. Rhetoric is also an art, and like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. It can be practiced as easily in the streets of a rural town as in the Curia of Rome. Well put. Ah, there's the Abbey. I have good memories of this place, and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know it? How did you come to know of Curacao at all? My family have been patrons of Curacao for, oh, I don't know how many generations. Why is I swear to God, I never get texts at all unless I am streaming. Sorry. Okay. No, we're fine. We're fine. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript productions, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. The artists that remain here are quite talented, if a bit old-fashioned. Well, Curacao is more than a bit old-fashioned. No, it's fine. It's fine. Just there's a faint possibility I might need to, but so far the texts have been like, I got like one notification of an auto pay and like one just someone sending me a meme, so we're fine. Some of my friends think I'm mad for commissioning a manuscript from an abbey in this day and age. But, well, my family have been patrons of Curacao for generations. Seems wrong to stop now where there's still talent here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gounod a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the artist well. The Venerable Brother Piero. Oh wow, yeah. That man is quite old. How venerable? He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. McLaus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the abbey. They're the first handwritten Bible in 100+ years. They hired the English royal scribe and everything. Wow. Huh. Was there like a particular occasion for that? Oh, yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Nuns. Oh, 150th anniversary. If it's got, like, roots in, like, religious tradition, then that's a pretty cool thing to do. To celebrate. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. I can speech. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then Curacao is a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. Cabin in the monks in the woods to a college and monastery in the woods. The more things change. We're acquainted, yes. We'll leave it at that. Ah, you must be Father Gounod. I'm Lawrence, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, if you say so. I am not good with remembering faces. Lawrence is like, I don't pay attention to the little people. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. The abbot's gonna bitch us out. The abbot's gonna bitch us out. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Is this a bad time for ask for advance on my payment for the Book of Hours? What is the Book of Hours? Type of then contains an abbreviated form of the prayers of the Divine Office. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission. Okay. You know what? We're a bit of a scoundrel. We had to pay rent in advance, you know, times are a little tough. Is this a bad time to ask for an advance on my payment? I should ask again when he's in a better mood. Maybe I could just convince Brother Matthew to pay me early. If all else fails, I could liberate some money from the sacristy. The cleaner's taxes. Find a way to get paid. There's a... Oh, wow. Shrine, convent garden, prioress's house, herb hut. Wow, this is kind of extensive. I doubt the shrine will have anything useful. So let me go just right into the church. It's the first one. Looks like they're all connected. Hello, Brother Rutger. Oh, God bless you, Andres. Has your voice yet to be recovered from Easter Mass, Rutger? Oh, yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. Into the loquarium? Loquarium. Okay, just kind of nothing there. Chapter house, infirmary, upper abbey. Where am I going again? Rectory, kitchen and cellar, cemetery. So should probably cut through the dorms and then the Old Bailey into the scriptorium. Just be a good boy for now. But stop to talk with people along the way. God give you health, Master Mahler. Brother Sebhat, I am surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rudolph's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. Meeting of bishops that took place between 1414 and 1418 in the Diocese of Constance to end the Papal Schism, also notable for the condemnation and the capture of the Bohemian theologian Jan Hus. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mahler, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you are ever in Rome, I may still be around. I would like that. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it'd be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. I can certainly make time. Thank you, Andres. I look forward to it. God give you health. We don't need to be in the church. We cut through the... cut through the dormitory. Geez, the church just links everything together. Scriptorium. Let's see, where else did it say? Approach the subject carefully, make it worth his while. Could speak with Brother Matthew. If I can get in the sacristy when the brothers are not around, I could steal the funds I need from the Abbey treasury. So where is the sacristy? Oh, okay, in the church itself. Yeah, maybe if I get a chance to, like, roam around at night, I could do a little robbery. For now, let's go to work. What is wrong with your robes, my man? Guy. I have to talk to Guy. Ah, good day, Andreas. How's your morning going, brother Guy?
It's fine. More contracts for the abbot.
Which would you rather be making, contracts or manuscripts?
I honestly don't care, Andreas. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day.
Does the abbot's opinion mean that much to you?
The abbots and the priors, both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I need to make the best of the next 40 years.
Then I'll leave you to it. You know what? Maybe we give Brother Piero a heads up that, like, hey, the noble whose thing we're working on is, like, here a couple days early.
Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you.
Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well.
I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming.
Big George Gritner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming.
Brother Adolf has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming.
Do not forget, Brother God, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel.
Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adolf?
I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike down.
Let's not get, I don't know, I have no strong opinion of these two yet, so let's just stay out of it. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means that Prior Bernick is not overseeing us today.
He was here, but then he heard Lawrence Rothvogel had arrived and he hurried out like a little mouse. Fenric is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel. It's pathetic.
Okay, I like Brother Guy.
You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful.
Oh no. Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me, of course that's why he is visiting.
Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits.
No, I'm not gonna bully my man Guy. Guy is alright. What's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. We're a church office. Nobles can't bully us around. Probably.
Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freezing.
Ooh, okay, that is kind of a big deal.
Curacao is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention.
Well, if Prior Fenric isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. I'm just like, hey guys, I'm not going to do the actual work I'm supposed to do. Oh, that's right, I need to reference the Indermar manuscript. To the library?
What do you want, Andreas?
A book. The Indermar manuscript. The Book of Hours.
Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep?
Could I just get the book? Only nerds visit libraries. Yeah, apparently the library is run by the nuns, I guess? Could I just get the book?
That's all the way that way upstairs. Can't you get by without it?
I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work.
Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. The Sister Illuminata. Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. Andreas.
Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Indermauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. So it's censored.
Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly.
Why is that in blue? Okay, she just had it. Nice. Brother Piero? Do you need something?
Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming?
Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Oh, wow. That's really quite something. A scene of, like, the common people with, like, the heavens involved. That's very pretty. Not during Band and Shout. Is that this month?
Yes, the composition is lovely. There's a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colors is also quite nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene.
It doesn't feel right. I don't know why. I'm an artist. I'm never happy with my own work. Oh, it's only a week. Neat.
It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work.
What do you mean? It's all my work. I'm the artist.
My son, you're copying the illustration from the Indermauer manuscript almost exactly.
So? What's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Gonna read gay shit to celebrate? Hell yeah.
Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents.
It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter.
Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gurnot.
What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. I'm a very, like, traditionalist artist for being a younger one.
But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth.
Man, Father Piero is cool. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth.
Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time.
Does that make you sad?
I admit I am still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth I knew it could not last. This creation of books, of art, is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing be brought to truth.
I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. Guy is like, I don't know about that. And Brother Guy.
It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have served a long life and am happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready.
Still the working hours. Oh, are they being called to prayer? Wait! If they're all being called to prayer, I could do a robbery.
Ah, where has the time gone? It is already terse. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule.
What? The Rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot, written in the 6th century. The rule provides the principles for living a monastic life.
Until later, Andres.
Yeah, we have to make rent, HD. Until later. But would that be a little too obvious? Because Oh. Wasted some ink. Crap. Wait. What is this? What are you doing?
What's going on in here?
No. We're examining that book. I'm not allowed to examine the book. Fine.
Andreas, what was that noise?
Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Fenric came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. Okay, we did see that. Okay, I thought it was going to be like, oh, Andreas didn't see it because he was picking up the bowl of paint. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. Actually can't read.
He was slamming books shut. Prior Fenric should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate.
He seemed to be in a great hurry. Or actually, no, that could be seen as, like, excusing him. I'll just nod. I probably want to be on the good side of the nuns.
Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium.
Oh, that reminds me, there are a few more books I've been wanting to borrow. No, take the hint here, Andreas. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara?
No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason.
Not valid. Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Fulda, and Mainz?
No, it's not, unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Fenric so nervous? Andreas is a wolf in the Nun Hen House. Why was that so hard to say? True.
Lorenz, I didn't know you're familiar enough with a man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of most valuable manuscripts over the years, and he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it.
Like what? What did he buy?
I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron.
Oh, well, I was hoping to work on my masterpiece, but I suppose I can help.
I understand, but there is rarely a time when I am in the scriptorium and the brothers are not present. Thank you, it's for the good of the Abbey.
Where should I begin?
Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for. Find them and return them to me. First two books, the volumes of the Aeneid.
Okay, I'm gonna... 2 volumes... Aeneid. Because I imagine it's gonna give me a whole bunch of books and I'll have to pick the correct ones.
Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick.
Red covers. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk.
They are not his to keep.
Well, sorry, Brother Piero.
There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind.
Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies.
How long ago was that?
3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido.
Oh, this is fun with us walking into the pages. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero?
We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey.
You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously.
Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. You women do.
Disco Elysium stats, what you got for me? Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting? You know what? This is the one. You know what? This is the one time I will break with taking all my advice from the Jester Saint. And consider, like, how would I know? True, she knows her life better than I do. You're right, of course.
I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are.
I'm a rapscallion, but I'm a rapscallion who respects women.
Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot.
I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid.
It's fine poetry. For men. Now the books, if you please. Thank you. Next, Wretched Gurin. This is a printed copy. Green cover, diamond pattern.
Okay. Wretched. Green cover.
I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough.
I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adok was reading it. I hope this isn't gonna get my work homies upset with me. That I'm just, like, yanking all the books that they were reading. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy.
We don't. It belongs to Amadeo Rusco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it.
I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it.
That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks.
Ooh, she got a little bit of a sassy, like, hip-hop.
A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments.
You forgot the best part. In the end, Guerin learns he's royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love?
Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures.
I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me.
It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women.
Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it?
To die better than we are born.
And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king?
There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus.
We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world.
It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas.
Oh, how goddamned convenient.
But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? In truth, it's unlikely you'd be in truth, it's unlikely you'd be considered liable under Bavarian law. Oh, are you a legal scholar now as well as an artist?
Well, actually, I did study law at university.
I don't care. I'm not concerned about the legality of it, but the principle.
Of course you are.
The book, please.
I was just trying to give you an out here, sister. Jeez.
There's only one book left. Then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick.
Oh, I remember that. I believe Brother Guy was reading it. Brother Guy. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book. Like he was hiding it.
Very good. Please bring it here.
What is this, anyway? Ah, it's in French. The soul that God touched, empty of sin in the first state of grace. Guy. Probably Guy, but I like Father Guy, or Brother Guy. What is this?
Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. I haven't asked so many questions. I've asked one question twice and you haven't answered me.
Yeah, this'll really get us on her good side.
I have good reason to not answer you.
Yes.
3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate.
What? Why? Hey, Tail. This is Pentiment, a medieval artist detective simulator. We are an artist who is a former rapscallion part-time lawyer who studied in university, who is currently working for the church until he finishes his masterpiece and opens up his own workshop. It's got a very cool visual style.
I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3.
Yeah, it is neat. It's a game I've always meant to get around to, and there was some interest in it when I ran that little poll.
And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains dialogue between love and reason.
So the book is dangerous.
When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago."
What? Why? Why is it still here?
Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed.
We've antagonized her enough. Let's try and, like, schmooze a little and get on her good side. Sounds reckless.
I would not say I knew the abbot well, but I would not say he was reckless.
Damn it.
He believed he was doing the right thing, and he was confident inquisitors would never look through Curacau's library. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gounod learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed.
How did Father Gounod even know the book was here?
Mother Cecilia made a note of it in the library when she was the librarian. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Gounod.
Fine. Here, take it.
Good, it's for the best. Thank you.
But I'm gonna walk over there, not run.
Now then, Baron Ruthvogel. Quickly, though. I need to finish up here soon.
Disco Elysium stats, what have you got for me? She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. Buys books from the Abbey, what kinds, how long has he been visiting the Abbey? He seemed unusually friendly. Ooh, yeah, what about the scandalous details? That seems most useful here. because these other three questions don't seem that useful. Because he mentioned in our conversation with him that his family had been patrons of the Abbey for generations. The kind of books he buys, that's not helpful. Also, I can find out that information other ways. But this is a question about a book that's got scandalous details, and she's a librarian nun. This is the best question, I feel like. He mentioned finding a copy of the Historia Tassiae. He said it had some scandalous details in it. He also mentioned that Father Matthias had a copy and was looking for another to verify its contents. Do you know anything about the book?
I have heard of it, but I have never read it, and I know little about its contents. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land.
What do you know about the Romans in Tassing?
I have no proper education on this subject. I only know the folklore passed between the locals and this community. And of course, the miraculous life of Saint Moritz is intertwined with that of the colony.
Patron saint of Tassing, legend says he was the Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted to Christianity. They were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic in Kirsau's shrine. Interesting.
But you can always ask Brother Matthew about the saint. It's a story he's told hundreds of times.
Oh yeah, we need to get the details from Brother Matthew and bully him to get our payment. Failing that, I can just do a thievery. Well, what's the folklore then?
There were pagans here first, before the Romans. They dug the old salt mine. Then the Romans came, worked the mine, built the aqueduct and the foundations of the keep beneath us. St. Moritz's legion came. St. Satia helped them and was martyred for it. And then the Romans left. They took their slaves, their legions, and their gods with them. Another tribe moved in and built a new town on the bones of the old. Sic transit gloria Romae. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas.
Wait, how will you get to church if you can't enter the scriptorium? I thought this was the only door into the library.
We are standing in the oldest part of the Abbey, and like any old place, it has its share of secrets. Good day, Andreas. God be with you.
There's a secret passage. Interesting. That's the bell for Sext. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. Noon. One of the little hours of prayer followed by dinner. I should see if Otto is still around and wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the Abbey. Dinner with Otto and Endris. Oh, the brothers should be in the rectory for dinner. Now is a good time to sneak into the sacristy. Thank you, Rapscallion. Stat, I will do just that. Let's see. Sacristy, I can get in there by... Okay, that's around the edge of the Old Bailey. Yeah, that's... If I go through the dormitory, I will be seen. So I need to go through the, like, side passage here. Yes, here we go. Now I head to the back. Into the sacristy. Perfect. Now I just need to find the chest where Matthew stores the Abbey's funds. The last time he paid me, he opened up that big chest up on the shelf. You're goddamn right I'm gonna steal from the church. I gotta make rent here. Locked. I might be a little rusty, but I should be able to pick this. Now I'll just take enough for the Gertners and put everything back just how it was. I should get out of here before anyone comes back. Perfect, now I have enough money for the Gertners to pay their taxes. I'll give it to her directly to make sure she receives it. Because she already asked us about it, so there's no sense in surprising them. Alright, now let's head off to lunch. Oh, Rapscallion, you are already paying many happy returns. Yeah, a very smooth theft. I'm glad that, like, Rapscallionry comes with, like, some rogue skills so I could lockpick. That is gonna come in handy more than a few times, I feel. Oh, hey, it's that one little shit. What is it? Leave me alone. I thought we could talk. We never get the chance. Rival 12-year-old kid.
Maybe I don't want to talk to you. Ever thought of that?
No.
Just go away. I'm busy.
I can give him some tips on being a scoundrel. Ooh. You know what? Chaos Run. If you're looking to pilfer from the Baron, I recommend smaller valuables. What? What are you talking about? I'm not. You shouldn't be standing out here, though. It's far too obvious.
Is it? I mean, be quiet. I'm not doing anything. It's been a busy day, and I'm having a break enjoying the sun. Nothing more.
Wink. Understood, Martin.
Go away, Andreas. I can give you a cut of the sale if you just stop talking and get lost.
Half the money, or I'll go tell Miklaus right now.
Are you joking? I don't even know what there's to find yet, and you're trying to take half of it. I'll get back to you when I've sold whatever I get. Come on.
Don't take too long, kid.
Whatever, Andreas. Leave me alone already.
Another good deed done. Oh, I'm loving this.
The killer's got the same gold watch.
Hey, Flair. No, there surprisingly has not yet been a murder. I know there is at some point, but all I've done so far is return some books for a nun, steal from the church, advise a small child on how to steal from a visiting noble, and now I'm about to have lunch. And just as Andreas is getting ready to take a break, I also need a break to re-up my water and such. I'll be back in a few minutes. Hope y'all will stick with me. This is it's a very, slow pace, but I'm enjoying this. I hope y'all are too. I'll be back in a bit. Can you sell him out too, like it's Fallout? That would be perfect. Take his money and then be like,
I saw that small child talking to that suspicious merchant in the market square.
been going to hell confirmed. May as well have a great time doing it, is what I always say, Silvar. Anyway, be right back, everybody. Okay, I return. Let's see what high-quality slander there inevitably was in my absence. Once went to a church to borrow its chalice to play Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail. Listen, that was never proven. Hey, Otto, you still want to have lunch, my man? Good day, Master Mauler. Ah, Andreas. No, this is not the typesetter guy. He needs a different voice. Ah, Andreas. Good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Andres, Otto. Clara did give me your message.
Let's go!
Sherry. Too soon. Thank you for the follow, Peculiar Bandit. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Even be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. 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 We just can immediately start complaining. No, let's ask the lads. How did the morning treat you? Not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damned hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. Food item to eat. Let's start with some nice rye bread. I love me a good rye bread. It's not that bad of an injury. It just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. Oh, I was like, can I eat their food? No. Eat some cheese? Oh, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrim's badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. And we finish with our almonds. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's all that all about? That's why he's come to terrorize the people of Tassing and Gearsile. He's here to check on a commission. Because, like, the Baron seems like a pretty cool dude. I don't wanna spread slander about him. I've gotten my rapscallion quota met for today, so... he's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumors like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannig, may he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. He's an... Yeah, that's, what is it? It's like prima facie or something? Like, the Lord's right to, like, the first night. Which is fucked, but... We had a lot, let me just, like... He didn't mention anything about that is, like, a supremely stupid thing to say. Because they're gonna be like, of course he didn't say anything. Just be like, he beat someone? That doesn't seem like the sort of thing he would do. It's not my affair, not my affair. I can't speak to it. I wasn't there either, but I do know that it happened. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. Okay, so I just ended up picking the other one anyway. Perfect, great, thanks, game. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? He could sense my inherent moral quality. I don't think that's a good thing, given what they're talking. Martin Luther, my time at university, a variety of other things. He's quite well educated.
Sure, I imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from.
This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto.
It's not envy, Andrus. No one should get away with what he does, what this Abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the Abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the Abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me.
The abbot is kind of harsh. You know what? I see why people resent the abbot's rule.
Oh, Otto, did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again?
No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job at it.
This dude screams red herring. Yeah. Otto is immediately going to be our primary suspect, and there's no way it's going to be true. Assuming the Baron is the one that gets murdered. It could be someone else.
He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife and her child. On top of that, he's a damned thief. And before you say it, Andrus, that's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort.
He's just a boy. He still has time to change. I don't want to, like, confirm that he's a scoundrel, because we're in on the conspiracy to steal. I'll just be like, yeah, he's just a boy. He's fine. He still has time to change.
I've never known a thief to change, but maybe his responsibilities will make a man out of him.
Speaking of the Bowers sheep, their ewes are shorn, and the women will be spinning it soon, Otto.
I got it, Andrus. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen.
Well, looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it.
Right, I'll catch up in a moment, Andrus. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Ava for me if you get a chance.
Who? I think she was the lady who was visiting our landlady, or, like, helping with the... Yeah, of course. I should return to work in the scriptorium. Until later.
More work? Off I go, then. More work?
Yeah, Abbott House, I doubt I'm gonna be able to make it in there. So, Martin, you're just standing out here in the rain. What? Doesn't look suspicious at all. You are absolutely going to get caught. And, hey, Brother Matthew. How goes? Haven't talked to you yet. That frog is me. God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kirsau's sacrist, I attend to the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Kirsau both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? Oh, I've been so focused on my masterpiece, I never had a moment to learn about St. Moritz. Why don't you tell me, Brother Nerd, or Matthew? Well, you ought to learn something about Tassing's patron saint while you're here. By all means. St. Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn, he and his legion were decimated. Sounds dreadful. The Lord calls us to cast down our lives for our brothers and sisters in the faith, Master Mauler. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life.
However, Tassing venerates St. Moritz because it was he who came... because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction.
Tassing was pagan. I had no idea the town was so old.
Indeed, he and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Seisha, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts, the town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains.
What happened to Seisha?
She too was martyred for her faith by the rebels inhabiting the town. Now her shrine protects Tassing from harm.
What an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew.
You are welcome, Master Mahler. God bless you.
Until later, brother. He's so short. Okay, I wanted to talk to these people who are just like here, but let's talk to Carl.
Oh, hello, Andreas.
Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today.
I'm behind in my work. Went up to the shrine of Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long. Now I need to catch up.
Your dedication to Saint... If I'm ever in a church that long, I must have fallen asleep. You know what? Comedy option.
Most days I'd agree with you, but Helen is pregnant now. We can't be too careful. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz Hand and Seisha's shrine to pray for their aid.
I hope that the saints hear your prayers. You know, good luck, dude.
Ah, thank you, Andreas. So do I.
Guess I can't talk to the other people.
To the scriptorium!
I am a little curious about the infirmary. Let me at least poke my head in there. Oh, I can look at this? St. Luke, the patron of artists, who is also the patron of healers. Hey, what's up, Brother Florian? You have an eye patch.
God bless you, Andreas.
Brother Florian, how are you?
Brothers and sisters are well, so I am well. Thank God. Andreas, have you spoken to Klaus Drucker lately?
Yes, quite recently. Why?
I believe he may be receiving a medical text from Bologna soon. I'm quite interested.
Can you read Italian?
Ah, no, little Italian, and my Latin is not as good as I would like. Was hoping Brother Piero could help me with it if he has the time.
I'm sure he will make time. He is a patient teacher.
That he is. I will see you later, Andreas.
Until then. That dude looks cool. Volkbert? Volkbert? Good day, Andreas. Okay. Sebhat is still here. I should at least poke my head into the courtyard, see what's going on there. Not a lot, as it turns out. Oh, but there's like a... bath? Oh, lavatorium, of course. Kind of weird to have it open like that, but alright. I cut through the dormitory to get to the scriptorium, right? I guess I could go through the cemetery as well. Why not? I haven't been to that part of the abbey yet. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It will be months before they bear fruit. A monument to the founder of the abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Kind of macabre for a... I'd think they'd want to depict the founder of the abbey being all, like, radiant and holy or whatever.
But what do I know? To the scriptorium.
Ah, we're being supervised now.
Brother Adok, this work. I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed.
Oh, Brother Prior, I am working to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent. Praise be to God.
Is he gonna go around bitching everyone out? Yep.
And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable.
Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder.
Oh, he's saving the best for last.
Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check on his progress in this. This is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical.
No point in antagonizing him. Cause I already paid myself. Let me just be a little bit polite. I believe your point is made. You know, we're trained in rhetoric. We know we're gonna catch more flies with honey than with vinegar.
Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the scriptorium and you are a guest here.
I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow.
You're insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh, God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Fenerick is right.
The Baron's inspection. Let's hope he likes what he sees. Prior Fenerick, is this mine? It must be, yes.
It is, my lord. I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way and I have to be honest. I expected more.
It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity toward Curacao is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story?
No, of course not, my lord. No. We can fix this, of course, of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas. Good to see you again.
How should I respond to this? The abbot already seems annoyed.
We're brothers and comrades in art.
But no, we have to observe a little bit of workplace decorum. We can just give him a quick, my lord. It acknowledges him respectfully without being overly familiar. My lord. Father Gano, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable.
Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if speed is your
No, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine, but the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others.
Of course, I mean, if Andreas is alright with it.
Oh boy, they're hoisting it back on me. You know what? The Baron is a man of the arts. He will respect that I have my personal work that I'm trying to complete as well. I'll be like, well, Abbot, I am trying to finish my masterpiece at the moment.
Andreas, you would do well to remember who it is that is making the completion of this masterpiece possible.
He's like, you do not get to weasel out of this, man. Then if my options are to agree enthusiastically or be, like, a bitch about it, I'll pretend to be enthusiastic. If it takes the pressure off of Brother Piero, I'd be delighted to complete the work Besides, Brother Piero is like our art homie. He gave me pointers earlier.
There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us.
Say nothing. A noble is inviting you to dinner. It's a horribly bad idea to refuse.
Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it.
You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Oh, that's beyond ridiculous. Listen to yourself.
Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am.
Yes, you are. You've embarrassed me, the abbot, and the abbey.
Friar Fenric is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions.
Guard, can you stop flattering the prior for 1 minute? You know what? Be confrontational. He's coming at me. If anyone is the embarrassment here, it's you, Fenric.
Brothers! If you please, Sister Zedna and I would prefer it if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here.
Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the abbot's table. Making friends! Stealing from the church, all in a day's work. Alright, so I need to wash up and then join them for supper. Such a good word, supper. Dormitory is the fastest way, I believe. Not the church. The cloister? Yes, the cloister. Time to wash up.
Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper. Though the circumstances are unusual, to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you. None of the brothers will, but it would be good to have you with us.
That's a shame. I always enjoy our talks.
Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter.
I wish you could take my place, Brother Piero. You deserve the honor. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating.
Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. Now, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all of us at Kirsau Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lawrence, the Baron Rothvogel, to help you in your career.
There's nothing wrong with your style. It's not old just because a nobleman says so.
Don't trouble yourself for it. Time passes for us all. Things change. The future will ride over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside.
Brother Piero, you're all right. This is why I stole only some of the money from the church and not all of the money from the church. To the refectory. Oh, right, of course. For whatever reason, I thought it was going to be at the abbot's house, but that was stupid.
Andreas, glad you could join us.
Thank you, my lord. Father Gano, Father Thomas, Prior Fenner.
They're like, ugh, we have him here.
Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God."
Ah, the Gospel of Matthew. Wonderful.
Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven."
Fun fact, my mom actually wanted me to become a priest. Can you imagine?
"And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it."
Have you read Matthew much, Andreas?
Some, yes.
"I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven."
The church needs more cool priests. They kind of do. They kind of do. But couldn't be me.
Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah.
Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gano, have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that I... He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. Oh, that didn't go over well. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. All the brothers are like, oh God, what are you doing? Father Thomas, you see value in his ideas, do you not? Oh, my lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes? How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sale of indulgences? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. Disco Elysium stats, help me. He's really put me in a difficult position. Yeah, the Baron is really not making a smart move. Like, the Baron's my homie, but, like, these are the people who keep me paid for now, and some of the, like, Brother Guy, Brother Piero are homies. So, I like that Socrates is like, yeah, join in a debate. It may bring everyone closer to understanding truth, but this is not a debate, man. This is just one man trying to start a conversation, and everyone else just trying to be like, please, please, not now, not now. This is not the time or place. So I think I'm actually going to go with the lady's advice here. It'd be wise to defer to the abbot's authority and decline. True, after all, it is his table. And this is an orator option, so I'll be able to use my charisma here. I must respect Father Abbott's wishes at his table, my lord. Et tu, Andreas. I expected more of you. Enough! Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Taciae. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome. Fathers, brothers, Andreas, good night. Sorry, Baron. You were not making a smart move there. I couldn't back you on this. Thank you, Andreas, for not letting him engage you in his debate. No good would have come of it. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in the chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I'm like, but I wasn't finished with my meal. I will take my leave as well. Good night.
Don't worry about Father Gunnow and the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. They definitely won't both be murdered. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself.
That seems unlikely.
It may be so, but we must never lose hope.
Man, I really hope Piero doesn't end up getting murdered. He's a bro. I like him.
In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay. For everyone's sake.
Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas?
That is for the younger and wiser men than me to decide. I'm just a monk, thank God.
Nice deflection, very smooth.
Good night, my son.
It's sleepy time. A few more pages, an awkward supper. I should get some sleep. Might be good to drop by the place that Oh? There's still a lamp burning in the guest house. Lawrence must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what was he thinking? He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. I should get back to the Gertners. But maybe I check in with the Baron and be like, hey, man, I'm sorry, but, like, that wasn't going over well. Oh, nope, okay, that's locked. I can't go in. Never mind, then. Huh? God! Someone playing on the old aqueduct.
You all right, Master Mauler?
Did you see that in the aqueduct?
The ghost?
There must be a better explanation than that. I am a logician, sir.
Well, I'm not here to tell you what you saw. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts.
Have you ever seen one?
Usually around the ruins. Who knows how many restless Romans lie beneath these stones? Well, I think I found Johann's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Mauler.
I will. Thank you, Till. Weird that I had 3 different ways to wish him good night. Irises. Beautiful. Oh wait, I could go to the forest? That seems like a spectacularly bad idea. But, like, I could. So I will. Just take a different route home, you know? Most of this felling is for the Abbey's renovations and firewood. The town can only gather sticks. Oh, so it's like an imperial nobly held forest, right? Ah, no! Pale horse, still on the floor. Hello, are you alright in there?
Matins the Pale Horse, death!
Monastic hour corresponding to 2 a.m. It is used for the night prayer. Dies to wolves. Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here?
The presentation is excellent, for sure.
Is this now?
Yes, you are with us. And this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she alright? She is, yes. Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. How long has she been there? She's been sealed in the cells next to the church for almost 10 years? What? They're like, oh, she has, like, visions from God. Wall her in. If you came to Mass more often, you would see that I gave her communion through a window to her cell. Her cell? She is an anchoress, a religious hermit so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. I mean, I guess if that was her choice. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or was she a nun at Kirsau? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all of the monks and nuns at Kirsau could read, even poor Brother Volkbert.
Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now.
Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. She is not unhappy, but she is in pain, both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh, no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back asleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. Ominous. Oh yeah, should maybe swing by the Drucker house if they're still awake. Nope. Okay, guess I have to apologize to them later. To the town commons. And back to the Bower farm. To sleep. Wait, was it not the Bower farm that I needed? Where am I going? Oh, the Gretner farm. Right. My brain just registered farm. Because I can know directions good. To the Gretner house. Everybody already asleep. I'll just quietly go up to the guest room. Examine my books. And then go to bed. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Go to sleep.
and in the morning we'll find out there's been a moid.
Damn, sleeping in, Andreas.
Time to get back to work.
Ah! Shh. It's all right, Ursula.
Good morning. What happened?
A storm rolled in during the night. It hasn't let up all morning. Clara and I have been doing what we can in here to keep us all from washing away. Pete and Jog are outside trying to deal with flooding as best they can.
Oh my, is the farm in danger?
There's always a danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills it. We must have faith in Providence and endure what is to come. Oh, I have some food for you.
Hell yeah.
Here, sorry I couldn't prepare anything more.
Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, by the way.
Oh, he did? Good, thank you. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. Try to stay dry.
Thanks, you too. Good luck. Oh, am I not gonna pay my rent?
Andreas.
Some storm, huh? Is it always like this?
Every year, but the last few have been worse. This is the third time I've had to fix the wall this year. This is the way it always is. Rain falls on the Abbey and rolls downhill to us little people.
Well, it's hard to blame the Abbey for that. That's just how rain works.
There's a reason we're down here and they're up there, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get back to this. See you later.
A stormy morning. Hey, Andres, have you stupidly taken too much work for yourself again?
Hello, Andreas.
Good morning, Andres. So, Otto and Eva, huh?
Yeah? What about them?
Now, well, no, he doesn't like gossip. So let me be like, how is their courtship developing? Doing fine, you think?
I'm not a gossip, Andreas.
I do not ask this to pour water onto the rumor mill, but for the concern I have for the happiness of my friends. We use the art of rhetoric.
Of course, Andreas. Fancy talk for being nosy.
Well, if you ask me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it.
Oh?
He's old enough already not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other. Seems to me if you found the right person, you should go for it. That's what I would do. What stopped you?
Well, that's, personal.
You just haven't found the right person.
No. I, do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family.
Is he gay?
God has not given me this blessing.
Worry not. It could happen at any moment, Andres.
One hopes so. I must get back to work, Andreas. Enough talk.
Until later. Oh, I can't go that way because of the flooding. Okay, I gotta take a different route into the Abbey. Into the central town. Ooh, the bakery. How you doing, Ulrich? God be with you, Andreas. Seems we have a good spring storm, though I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. I'm sure it will let up soon. As God wills it.
Ulrich, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it.
Yeah, it's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me.
Of course, now I'm off to home and then to the Pfeiffers.
Good morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffers?
Helena has about a month to go before her child is due. The last one was hard. He didn't make it, God rest his soul. I just want to give her the best chance she can have.
It is in God's hands. Trust in Providence.
Always, Ulrich, but I'll do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? I must be off now. Good day to you both, and Andreas, stay out of the rain. Tell Helena I will pray for her health. She will appreciate that, Andreas. Thank you. Until later.
Until later, Agnes. But I'm a rapscallion. I don't do praying, I do stealing from the church. Oh wait, this house. Yeah.
Kitty! Pet the cat.
Aww.
Stay dry, kitty.
Oh yeah, should drop in at the Druckers and Paul, nope. Their house is not open. Father Thomas, what's going on? Lucky looks very serious. Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. The foundation is going to crack. I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Ah, good day, Master Muller. Good day, Father Thomas. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Oh, worry not. Lucky was just reminding me of the danger severe rainfall can pose to the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthly hand. It will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas. Until later. Okay, good. I was going to be like, if that tiny amount of water stops me from crossing over, that would be infuriating. Ah, Columbine. Looks like it's coming in early. What is this statue? A shrine to St. Moritz. The statue looks ancient. Ah, Till. You know a lot of things. What's up? Hello there, Master Muller. Hello, Till. An artiste cannot afford to get his boots wet. Fair. Bumped into any ghosts lately? Ha ha. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect.
I could do without the mud on my shoes, but the aqueduct does make a nice silhouette. Oh yes, the old Roman ruins. Tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Gonneau became abbot. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. Books should glorify God, they say, and not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favorite. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the, Ratii, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley. Barbarians on all sides when Mars sent a wolf to the night. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf in the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where all this came from. That sounds a lot like the story Brother Matthew told me about St. Moritz. Without the Roman gods, of course. You mean Catholicism stole a story from pagan lore and adopted it to suit their religion? I can't believe it. I am truly in shock. I could never imagine such a thing happening. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they? And saved near a spring. We don't talk about that part. I'll talk about that part however much I damn well please. I wonder if it's the same story. Oh, I don't know about all that, Master Muller. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years.
It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on.
Wise words. I feel the same. Like my family has a farm that's been in it for like 4 generations now. Basically since my oh god, what is it, like great grandpa, great great grandpa, I forget exactly, immigrated to the US. Wise words. I feel the same. And it's like when I'm on that land, like you get a feeling, right? Like a feeling of like connection. You feel like you're standing on like personal history. It's very cool. I don't get up there enough. Oh damn, family off the Mayflower, yeah. Compared to that lineage, my family's Johnny-come-latelys.
It's been good chatting with you, Master Mauler, but I better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, alright?
I will. Until later, Till.
Martin?
Wait, what? Get a friendly greeting from Martin. Rapscallion background, called Martin an idiot, but told him not to work too hard, and gave him thieving advice. Hey, Martin. Success! That's neat. It shows you exactly what choices lead up to it. Hey, Andreas. I found the shit. Godspeed, you little thief. Martin hated my guts because those goody two-shoes. Well, I am a rogue and a rapscallion, so he and I are alright, even if I give him some ribbing from time to time. He knows we cool. I should get to the scriptorium. Grinnell will give me an earful if I'm late again. Oh, hey, Miklos. What's it like working for the Baron?
God be with you, Andreas.
Are you still preparing to leave, even with this weather?
The weather's unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Salomia, will be arriving today. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives.
How long have they been married?
7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady.
I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves.
I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was disappointed that you didn't debate him at supper, but he understands you didn't want to anger the abbot.
Hell yeah. Baron gets me. I am everyone's friend, until I'm not. Never mind me stealing from the church. Nobody knows about that. Yet. Ooh, yeah. Part of the art of rhetoric is understanding the right forum in which to persuade someone. That was not the right forum for the abbot.
My lord always wants to discuss things when the mood hits him. He is often alone in feeling it, unfortunately.
I suppose I have a poor standing with the Baron now. No, it looks like I've earned his favor.
No, in spite of what happened at supper, he still holds you in high regard. My lord bade me give you a token of his friendship in his absence. He says it's a small thing compared to future commissions, but he hopes that you will wear it with pride.
Hell yeah. What an extraordinary pin. Please thank the Baron for me. In fact, I'll wear it right now. Many thanks.
As you wish, of course.
Where has your master gone, then?
He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. Ooh, the Baron is dead. The Baron is definitely dead.
That seems odd, given the weather.
Not odd for him. My lord enjoys hiking in all sorts of weather. A little rain never bothered him. I can sympathize. We Swabians enjoy a good walk through nature even in such conditions.
Well, I apologize for taking up so much of your time. Good luck, Godspeed, and I hope you can keep dry.
It's no trouble, and many thanks. Until next time, Andreas. Oh, one thing before you go. Did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning?
Ah, well, surely you don't mean me, my good man.
No, he was shorter than you by 2 hands, at least.
You know what? Martin understands the game. He'll respect us if we sell him out.
Ah, that can only be Martin Brower.
Wow.
I hadn't gone with sullen or whiny, but yes, that's him. God, I love the rapscallion dialogue options. He ran past me in the meadow as I was walking up the hill. He was in quite a hurry. Ah, that would explain my lord's missing rings. You believe he stole from you?
Not from me, no. From my lord. 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of golden, and a book the Baron was planning to give to the Abbey. Gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Equivalent to the Florentine florin.
Okay. A book? Historia Taciae?
I believe so, yes. I went to pack the Baron's things and they were missing.
The boy's a known thief. Wouldn't surprise me if he's responsible for the missing rings.
That would explain it then. Regrettably, he had ample opportunity for his theft. Yesterday, I caught the boy with the hat, Martin, I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless.
That's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out.
My lord is a man of some means. He won't miss the gold or the rings. I do think he will be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas.
Of course. I hope this rain lets up for you soon.
God willing. Until next time.
Until then. Oh, crap. I'm wondering now, like... so the Baron is definitely dead, right? So I've probably just made myself a suspect by immediately pinning, like, putting his pin on my clothes. Although, actually, I'll have his, like, his attendant, his knight, whatever he is, his man-at-arms, to vouch for, like, oh, no, no, no. I gave Andreas that on behalf of my lord. So it should be fine. Because I was cordial enough with him. I think it'll be okay. Probably. But I may have just screwed up. Anyway, off to the book mines. To the Old Bailey. Whoops, scriptorium. Here we go. Unless he was a hired killer who just set you up. Hey, maybe.
Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there's not a drop of rain in here. Good thing the abbot had Otto replace the roof to the scriptorium and library last month. With the cow factory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet.
Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety.
The abbot's foresight saved a lot of our work and protected what's in the library. The town hasn't fared as well.
I'm sure they'll be fine. More importantly, if they're not, I don't care.
Brother God, our heart is harder than the stone of this floor.
Huh. We have the grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one?
Brother Piero. Haven't you seen him yet today? No, don't kill off Brother Piero. I like him. Okay. Okay, good.
I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago.
What? Why is Matthew ringing the bell? Can't be Terce already.
I pray it stops soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears.
It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house.
God, give me the strength to endure the rain.
It's 50 feet, old man. You'll live.
God, give me the strength to endure this man.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm fine. I can just keep working. It's still not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. Maybe the nuns have useful gossip? Nope. Where does the game suggest I go, then? Doesn't have anything unless I overlooked something. Huh. I guess I'll just kind of roam a bit. Can get into the prior's house. Oh yeah, this thing. What is this? A Volvel? I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracts. What's this one for? 2 wheels. Top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Looks like the lines between the holes form constellations. I think they do anyway. This is where the occult background would be like, I know exactly what this is. Quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. Given the number of letters and the size of the disc, there's enough space for a total of 4 versions of the Latin alphabet. I wonder what it's for, a cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. And I think I know exactly what. Let me have a look in that book he was writing in the other day. I wonder what Prior Fenric was doing with this book. From the Library of the University of 5 Churches, the Hungarians call it PEX. That's where Fenric is from. Doctor of Theology, Jorg of Gran. A friend of his? A text on astronomy, it looks like. I'm not familiar with it. Sloppy bookhand. Couldn't have been produced by an abbey of note. That's definitely Fenric's handwriting between the lines and in the margins. Is he notating the text for his personal use? In any case, it's a thorough commentary. What's this? It looks scribbled, not like Fenric to be so sloppy, and it didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries? All astrological symbols. What's written below? Maybe I should have learned Greek at some point. I can't make any sense of this. Wait, the Vavel I found also has Greek letters on it. They must be connected, but how? The outer ring of the Vavel is marked with alchemical symbols, but this cipher has astrological symbols. There's something I'm missing. I suppose I'll figure it out in due time. But I'll copy this down now to reference later. Hell yeah. Good. We've got that information at least. That sounded like a scream coming from the cloister. To the cloister! It's coming from just down the hall, maybe the chapter house. Gotta investigate the screen. I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. That's blood. That's a lot of blood. Oh, the Baron. It's a fair enough question. What's happened? I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. Hurt? I think he's been murdered, my guy. Literally.
Please, Father, where is Brother Florian? Have him come quickly.
Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Yeah, that man's dead. That man is dead.
I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead.
Ah! Sister Margaret, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the guard. Yes, Mother Cecilia.
God protect us. The Baron was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freezing.
That sounds like a big deal. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop?
The Abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention.
Well, Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body?
What?
Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march up our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home?
Gabriel, no, God protect us. Quote sacre Deo nostacre, Ave Maria.
Silence! Quiet!
Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions.
Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then, what will we do?
We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freezing at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's Archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the Imperial Diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the Archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution.
Yes, good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia.
Man, she's got like better leadership skills than the abbot.
Brother Wojciech, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? Brother Piero? Why?
Father Gano, I implore you to reconsider. Because normally I'd go with violence, but like, listen, even if some of these monks are like old and infirm, we would be badly outnumbered here. Please, I implore you to reconsider. Also, this way I might get the abbess on my side, or the Mother Superior, whatever her title is, because she seems to be a little more level-headed. Father Gano, I implore you to reconsider.
He was caught in flagrante delicto, covered in blood with a knife in his hand.
In blazing offense, indicating an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime. I normally associate that phrase with being caught while having sex, but I guess it also makes sense in this context.
Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger.
I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this.
No anger, not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas? This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed.
I don't know about physically capable. Just a matter of like stabbing in the right place. I'll argue about his emotional state. He wasn't angry. Anyone who's in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that.
Be quiet. This is not your affair.
Okay, getting angry is not working. Let's change tactics. Forgive me, Father Gurno. I just don't think that Brother Piero could have done this.
Your position has been noted. My decision stands. Brother Wojciech will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey.
Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? Yes. What, the Latin phrase? Did I? Hell yeah, go me. Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either. But this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. If you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at nones. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. Hell yeah, I can attend the autopsy. I mean, yeah, I know brother Guy is more accurate, but I think Guy is funnier. I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. Hopefully it will clear my head. What were those colored? Oh. What is the... Huh. Okay, that's neat. Maybe I can snoop around the convent a little bit? That door must lead into the rest of the convent, not for me. Ah, feverfew. It always smells so fresh. That and its juices are especially good for hangovers. Snoop around the prioress's house? Oh, you're here. God bless you, Andres. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern of it is yours? You said much in saying nothing. And now I will say even less. Good day, Andreas. Yeah. Still, I can probably infer that the Baron has that, Pet the kitty! The Baron has a reputation for being a philanderer, so it was probably to safeguard the nuns from any of the Baron's attentions. That, I feel like I don't really need to interrogate the abbess to learn that. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs here. That is a funky picture. Painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. The doors into the convent are locked to outsiders. Men, at least. Yeah, I'm actually surprised they let him get this far into just the common areas. Okay, I feel like there are already some, like... Can I look around the guest house for clues? What's this? What's this? A letter to the Baron from Prior Fenerick? My god. Lorenz was blackmailing Fenerick to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. And I know how that was going to be taken care of. No wonder Fenerick was so unsettled when Lorenz arrived. The Baron could have gotten him executed for witchcraft. That's handy. I should start making some notes. Baron was blackmailing Fenerick. Book with symbols. Art Pro suspected of crime by crime. That does cast some suspicion on Prior Fenerick. But it's not exactly conclusive. But it's something to keep in mind for sure. Because I don't believe for a second it was the old man. He's too much of a homie. Went for a walk, but then he... Now, let me just go straight to... Also, I know there's just been a murder and all, But maybe now I can... Hey, time to apologize.
Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already. It's only noon.
Andreas, are you alright? No, something terrible has happened. Oh god, what happened? No, forgive me. Come inside and sit down for a minute. Yes, this has been a difficult day. I could use a distraction.
I have just the thing then. I'd like your opinion on my latest project.
I kind of like the mud tracks, but it's a little distracting at the same time.
Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate?
If it's not too much trouble, I'd appreciate it.
It'd be my pleasure. This rain has got everyone's spirits down. Hopefully a good meal can cheer you up.
Hello. Hello, Bertolt. How are you?
Sleepy.
Come back to my workshop. Welcome. His workshop is just a different part of the main room. I love that.
I'm going to do a new run of Tiller Ellen Spiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful, almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones?
Let's be critical. We still are an artist after all. The figures and composition are terrific, but the background is quite dense and busy. I would suggest running this in 2 passes, with the background elements in a lighter ink to help the characters stand out.
Well, that's a fine idea. I'll pass on your compliments to Marie.
Are these her woodcuts?
They are. The drawings are mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but she can do the woodcuts, and only she can do the woodcuts and the type.
There's been a murder. Let's eat a meal.
Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I'm hungry.
Amen.
Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time.
The visiting nobleman, Lawrence Rothvogel, was found murdered in the chapter house. Okay, we're just being straight up about it. Not sparing the child.
God in heaven, he just rode by here yesterday.
Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime.
That's awful. A murder in Curacao. How could a monk do such a thing?
I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? And does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms.
I'd rather spare you the details, but it's hard to believe what happened to him was natural. We don't want to leak details about the investigation. But no, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone.
Oh, don't hold back on my account. I've had children and even helped Agnes deliver a few. I'm not squeamish. Yes! Blood!
But if it wasn't Brother Piero, who do you think could have done it?
I did see Lucky Steinhauer get into a shouting match with Lorenz yesterday just before I walked by your place. That's true. I forgot about that.
Right. Lucky? Why would he have cause to shout at a nobleman?
Oh, food item to eat. We will eat whatever that is.
There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear.
What do you mean by that? Take him away, boys. We have our killer. Case closed.
I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey.
Yeah, she wasn't exactly forthcoming. Could it have something to do with the nuns? But would Lucky argue with Lorenz about nuns?
Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about.
Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lawrence and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Kemperin came out of the woods and...
Yes?
Well, she cursed him.
I'm not surprised. Attilia's late husband, Rannig, fell afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tassing.
No pictures for the dead, I guess.
I don't remember the details, but Rannig died last year, and Attilia hasn't been the same since.
Eat the sausage.
She was always an old bitch, even before she was old.
Klaus, that's enough. She's had to deal with a job's lot in life. Now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon.
I do pity her, even if she is a bitter woman. There should be some exception to the law for her to inherit.
Women are not legally Sorry if that picks up on the mic. I'm running my bread maker, and it's, like, not that far away from the mic. Gotta have some bread ready for my plans this afternoon. Gonna eat some brisket, and my sister asked me to bring a fresh loaf of bread. But anyway, let's use our imperial law. Women are not legally barred from inheriting. It all depends on the details of the lease. Did she come from a wealthy family?
She did, in fact. Wealthier than Rannig's, anyway.
If the land they lived on was part of her dowry, she may make a case to lay claim to it or a property of equal value.
Well, well, are you a lawyer, Andreas?
Enough about Attilia. Is there anyone else you think may have done it?
I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Fenric has been acting strangely since the day Lorenz arrived. We've got that blackmail, too. I think he is my prime suspect.
Perhaps an academic disagreement. I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron bought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests.
But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? It's not that outlandish. When I was in university, I saw men throw punches over small academic concerns, and Andreas quietly, like, I threw some punches myself. Granted, I was very drunk at the time, but I think that's what the argument was about. What it is an opinion to some is a testament of faith for others, and worth killing for.
That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Fenric, not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Afterward, he just seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character.
So, Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else?
There was something strange when we approached the abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word.
It sounds like they have a history, at least.
And finally, we eat the bread. Delicious bread.
I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I have never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason.
Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into.
Thank you for your care. It's helped me understand how I can help Piero.
You are always welcome here, Andreas. Anytime.
Yeah! You are especially welcome with this one.
God be with you, Andreas.
Thank you. God be with you. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? And I think that is actually where I am going to wrap up. Because there's a... Oh. Let me at least get through this, like, summation. I could talk to Lucky Steinhauer. He's probably working in front of his house. So my suspects are Lucky, the Prior, and the Abbess? The Abbess seems like a stretch. The Widow Kemperin lives south of here near... Oh, yeah, the Widow. Widow Kemperin lives south of here near France Bower. Prior Fenric is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body in the Abbey, he'll have to do it without me. That is true. There are 4 suspects. So, I was going to begin wrapping up immediately, but let me go over my options. So, it seems like the first and most pressing concern, because it's limited by time, is that I need to attend the autopsy of the body, so I can glean what details and physical evidence I can. I do not have the medicinal background to make full opportunity, to take full, what is the word? I cannot think of the word. To take full... I can't get the most out of it that I possibly could have. However, I should still carry on. It's a rare opportunity, and I imagine that there will be other options to speak to the other people. So that is definitely priority 1 in solving this heinous crime. Advantage, yes. Why could I not think of advantage? But yes. So I believe my first act will be to attend the autopsy, because that's going to be very limited time to access. And I imagine, you know, the longer the body rests, the more we'll lose out on opportunities to learn more. Because I imagine with my rapscallion-y background, I could perhaps sneak in and exhume the body and examine it later, but should examine it while it's fresh. After that, I need to look into the prior however I can, although I can't talk to him directly. But I could nose around at the convent, because they should have some, and they may be able to speak more freely about the prior, because they will not be as worried about such quarrelsome retribution that the prior might bring down on the heads of the brothers, because they are there, nearby, but separate in terms of religious chain of command. Then I suppose I should probably look into the abbess as well, and then the widow seems like kind of a long shot, but I should also look into Lucky. Thank you, Flair, for that voice redeem. But yes, this is where I'm going to start to wrap it up. There's an investigation stretching before me. And I'd rather, I feel like if I collect facts now, I will forget by the time I come back. I think this is just going to be, I need to figure out what I'm doing for streams during the week, because it's been a mess, and I apologize. For sure, I'll be back on this one on Sunday. Yeah. I will, by tomorrow, I'll have a schedule put out. I think streams during the week are going to kind of be, on an as-I-can basis, so I think I'll be slipping in Fire Emblem or something. I'll try to do longer Sunday streams for this, because really I feel like, since this is going to be us unraveling a mystery, you're going to get the most out of this if it's going to be, consistent, and you could catch all the streams at, the same time, if you wanted to. So, I think that is going to do it for me. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Spend a little bit of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time may be for you. It's a lot of fun to get back to this game, and it's got such a cool style. And I'm always excited to do a little amateur sleuthing. Andreas is kind of a cool character, and I like how mine is turning out, where he's got some background in law, but he's kind of a scumbag. It's fun. It's fun. I am going to give a raid over to my friend, Mr. Leafy Tree, who is doing his typical Sunday afternoon Blood Bowl for some fantasy football. Not fantasy football that stars fantasy characters, not the fantasy football with, betting and stuff. So thanks again, everybody. If you're watching the VOD after the fact, I see you. I appreciate you. I'll be back for sure on Saturday. Hopefully sooner than that. But, yeah. See y'all then. My name is Vimbert, or Vimbear if you prefer. See you around the internets.